I'm very glad that you guys are so professional about this. So the first question was your journey combines cosmetology, entrepreneurship, and digital content. What inspired you to enter the beauty industry? What was being the defining moment for your career so far? Well, I would say 20 years of a very hard work where it was falling and standing up again, crying through the pain, disbelief, but never giving up the hope. This was the most defining moment where I actually started to put myself in the center of my own life instead of focusing on the relationships where I was investing a lot. I started investing myself. Probably the turning point was 4 years ago, where I decided to move from one big cosmetology company to another and start training cosmetologists. Where I went to Italy, I had a big training, and I started to take also lessons, which is talking lessons, how to pronounce things properly, how to talk, so I can actually reach people. So I would say 4 years ago, this was the big step towards the great journey. But in the meantime, every single failure in my life created who I am. You. Second question, I do agree with you that a lot of things have changed in the past 10 years. As we were focusing in the beauty industry, most of the time on the fillers, Botox, and we were not using any machines or any technology to improve the elasticity of the skin. As last 5 years, exosomes entered significantly the market, I started to focus more on how our own stem cells can actually be improved and how can we teach them to work properly and rejuvenate our skin. Of course, salmon DNA entered. All the bio boosters, skin boosters started to take the place instead of the fillers because a lot of times we could see within time that hyaluronic acid based fillers would attract a lot of water. And as it was promised they would be dissolved in the skin, it was not happening. And people started to have a pillow face effect where the puffiness would appear on the face and it will change the appearance. And it doesn't add youthful appearance, it would actually age women. Also, machines improved the whole rejuvenation path significantly. Question. The biggest misconception is actually that you need at least 50 different creams, retinoids, and vitamin C or amino acids to have a healthy skin. Most of the time, the misconception is when you layer your skin with different products, most of the time we have no idea what the skin needs. I am always focusing on minimum home care basis products, meaning double cleansing, 2 products. After you apply creams, sometimes serums, SPF is a must. And obviously, I do it most of the time or recommend it to my patients to have double cleansing only in the evening and in the morning to keep our skin barrier. We would only wash our face with water and apply cream. It wasn't a strategy, it was my lifestyle and my beliefs and principles. I believe that we have to be authentic to ourselves. I understand when we're not harming others and we're trying to help others, it can be done in our own way. I understand that most of the influencers nowadays are trying to create a certain persona. I am not. People who know me in real life, I'm exactly the same on the social media. So I have ups and downs. I have bad mood, good mood. Sometimes I am upset. Sometimes there's an aggression. It's absolutely normal. We're human beings. And I'm trying to show women that we can be different, but it doesn't mean we are changing our persona or we have to adapt to social norms because strong women come with strong character. And of course, strong character is also a big personality where you can actually say what you think. It's a very interesting question. Fifth question, artificial intelligence and how now with ChatGPT you can actually create a home skincare. most of the time when this is done, I see the destroyed barrier of my patients, because nowadays you can pay two different artificial intelligences a certain amount of money so you would be featured with your product. This is how it works. And you would always see the same amount. It's the same in the healthcare. More money you pay, more doctors and cosmetologists will use a certain products, which I don't do. I'm saying truthful to my own beliefs and my own expertise. It wasn't always easy. In the beginning, it was really affecting me because you could hear things that you've never heard before about yourself, and you don't understand how someone with a common sense or a normal life could hate an unknown person just because they have an opinion about certain themes. But I started to realize, because I have a therapist and I'm in therapy, it helps me to control my mood a lot. So I started to understand that probably you need to have a very miserable life if you are going on someone's page and you are trying to bash someone because of their beliefs. I understand that these people are very sad and very unhappy with themselves. And they think if they can upset me, it will give them a little bit of power. So after 3 months on social media, I became bulletproof. And now I just block them. As an entrepreneur, the most important is trust. I do not business with people I don't trust. I always give my full trust, and I expect the same from the other side. I always do prepayment first, because I believe if someone wants to cheat or misguide me, or I would see a certain behavior, I understand that this is a very little amount that would I would lose, but they will lose much more. They would lose business opportunities. They would lose a partner for the future. And the most important, they will lose the growth. So my biggest goal as being a businesswoman is to work with people I can trust. So trust is given, but it's also taken very fast back. And are obviously right now is skin boosters, exosomes, the different techniques with the machines for rejuvenating, creating collagen, stimulating elastin and collagen. Obviously, peptides. Peptides are now booming. So we understand that maybe in the future, we will be looking young, we will live longer because we're living a different life, which is more stressful than, for example, 50 years ago. But we are living longer, we're looking better. So we understand whatever is happening now in cosmetology, it's working. So I think peptides is the future. I think project is, well, you're going to be the first one. Actually, we are starting a peptide company, which would be designed especially with my own protocol, and it will be mixed by different scientists. This is the biggest goal for this year, and it's a very big company, and it's a lot of sleepless nights. But no matter what, this is something I believe in, and whatever I put my head on, I will always succeed. The biggest goal is now to become the voice and being unapologetically myself. Always trust my own gut, which I always do. And the most important is, it cannot change me, even the success, even the fame. I want to help women to deal with their own demons. This is the most important part for me. Thanks question. The most important is not to be scared, because fear killed the most dreams. I always say, no, we have already, yes, you can get. Success is not built overnight. You have to try things that you are uncomfortable with. And fear always stops us from that. So for me, the most important part is I am going into places and into the projects that scare me the most, because this is the right path. Because whatever feels comfortable is probably not a challenge. This is the biggest advice to all my ladies.